What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Regular WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis is the cash cow of 140 pounds and below. You have the undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney, who's been calling him out. You've had one of the greatest amateur fighters in boxing history, and a guy that when he hangs up his gloves will go in the Hall of Fame. Has one of the best resumes in the least amount of fights, as he stands with a record of 16-2 if I'm not mistaken. And one of those losses is very disputable. The second loss of his career was not disputable. He clearly lost to Teofimo Lopez, but that fight with Orlando Salido, he lost that fight by split decision. On fight night, Salido came in as a welterweight, got away with a lot of low blows. Lomachenko, who was coming from a amateur background pedigree, did not know how to handle that. Stuff like that go down all the time in professional ranks, but not so much in the amateur ranks. And he was a fish out of water, and he didn't know how to handle that. And he lost that fight by split decision. So one judge, even with all that being said, had him winning that fight. He won't smoke with Gervonta Tank Davis. You have, in my opinion, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. He's coming up to 135 as he was a unified champion at 130 pounds. Has the best skill set. Is one of the best pure boxers. Best defensive boxers. Probably the best complete boxer that I've seen since Floyd Mayweather Jr., Shakur Stevenson. He won't smoke with Gervonta Tank Davis. So Gervonta Tank Davis is basically in the same boat as Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has similar problems, as he has David Benavidez won't smoke with him. The boogeyman at 168 pounds. He's got Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, this era's boogeyman, wanting to fight him. He then has Jamal Charlo, one of the most strong-minded guy that has a lot of will. Has a lot of skill, but to me he has more will than skill. Very tough-minded fighter. A very strong, accurate punch. A guy that does not like wasting punches. When he's throwing punches, he likes to make those punches count. Jamal Charlo won't smoke with him. He's got guys over there in the UK. A guy that goes by the name of John Ryder, who's one of the most underrated fighters in and around the middleweight and super middleweight division. If he gets his win over Zach Parker, November 26th, he could be a possible opponent for Canelo Alvarez. So you catch my drift. A lot of quality fighters won't smoke with these two respective kings of their divisions. With all that being said, Gervonta Tank Davis, who has a lot of criticism thrown his way, unjust criticism in my opinion. When you look at his resume stacks up with all the top fighters in and around his weight class. Make no mistake about it. So he only can fight one guy at a time, just like Canelo Alvarez can only fight one guy at a time. And when you look at what he's gonna do, he's gonna give you a 2-for-1. You know, when you go to the store and they had that special, you know, buy one, get one free, 2-for-1, or when you have Tuesday night specials at the wing shop, at the wing restaurant, you know, 2-for-1 wings. Well, you getting a 2-for-1 for Gervonta Tank Davis, as he's going to give you Hector Garcia, undefeated WBA super featherweight champion, a guy that destroyed Chris Colbert, a guy that dominated and dissected Roger Gutierrez. He's going to fight him January 7th. If he's successful, then he's going to take on Ryan Garcia in a mega fight. And the winner of that fight could take the throne from Canelo Alvarez as the face of boxing. Make no mistake about it. You got to give this guy his credit, man. This guy's giving you guys a 2-for-1 special. And he needs to be applauded for making those two fights happen. Now he's got to get by Hector Garcia. Make no mistake about it. You know, you got people out here saying that this is a tune-up. That is far from a tune-up. That's a tough fight. That's the best fighter that Gervonta Tank Davis has fought to date, that being Hector Garcia. So there's nothing tune-up about Hector Garcia, man. That's going to be a tough fight because he can fight both ways. He's a versatile fighter. He can come forward, bring the pressure, try to walk you down, go to the body, try to get physical with you on the ropes and try to manhandle you. And he can fight from the outside, as he displayed in the Roger Gutierrez fight, as he was able to, you know, control Gutierrez from a distance with the jab, use the Mayweather shoulder roll, show his defensive prowess. And he's a very, very good fighter. He's a better defensive fighter than people give him credit for when he chooses to be. Now, when he's coming forward being more aggressive, he's more susceptible for shots. And that's what I think Gervonta Tank Davis is going to try to do to him. He's going to try to draw him in, and he's going to try to time him coming in, kind of like what he did with Rolly Romero, and try to get him up out of there. But before all that transpires, man, I think he's going to have to walk through a fire with gasoline draws on, man, because Gutierrez is going to definitely test him, man. He's going to definitely check his heart rate. It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how this fight plays out, man. But you got to give Gervonta Tank Davis a ton of credit for taking on a fighter of the caliber of Luis Garcia when he has the fight lined up with Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia will be interested to see what kind of opponent he gets before he takes on Tank Davis, because Gervonta Tank Davis has definitely upped the ante as far as, hey, man, you know, y'all can call us a tune-up fight, but I'm fighting a world champion, man. I'm fighting one of the best guys at 130 pounds. Ryan Garcia, you can't fight some scrub, man, some cab driver, some ditch digger level fighter, man. You got to fight a guy at least close to the caliber of a guy that I'm fighting. So he's basically up the ante for Ryan Garcia's quote-unquote tune-up fight. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now I'm hearing the name Max Hughes as a possible opponent for Ryan Garcia. And if that's the case, he don't measure up. He ain't nowhere on the level of Hector Garcia. You put Max Hughes in there with Hector Garcia stops Max Hughes inside 8 rounds. I'm here to tell you that right now. He'll go to UK and stop him inside 8 rounds. With all that being said, it's another guy. He's a very tricky guy. I seen him fight not too long ago. I think he fought Barbosa. If I'm not mistaken, he fought Barbosa in the last fight, and a lot of people thought he beat Barbosa. What's that guy name? I can't remember his name. If you watching this video and you know the guy that last fought Barbosa, he fighting at 140 pounds. Maybe Ryan Garcia fights him next. Maybe try to get him to come down maybe to a catch weight of 138. Fights him next. I think he fights under Golden Boy Promotions, so that'd be an easy fight to make. I can't remember the guy's name. I'd rather Ryan Garcia fights that guy that last fought Arnold Barbosa Jr. I think that'll be a better matchup. But I'm hearing that Max Hughes could be the opponent. He's promoted by Matchroom Boxing. Eddie Hearn is his promoter. So that's probably an easier fight to make. Well, that's not an easier fight to make, because both of them basically are fight up under the zone. And they both can easily be made. But the guy that fought Barbosa is a Golden Boy Promotions promoted fighter. So I think it'll be probably a bit more easy than working with another promoter in Eddie Hearn who promotes Max Hughes. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard.Briscoe.3551. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.